What is up, guys? Scar TV coming at you with another Magic the Gathering video. In today's video, we're going to be diving deep into a Simic Flash deck that I think is a list that's been around for a minute with some added Theros cards. It is a pretty interesting deck. We're going to kind of dive deep into what the deck is consisted of, how it kind of works, what the whole premise of the deck is, what the win condition is. Then we're going to kind of move on to some gameplay. If you like these videos, hit that like button. If you want to subscribe to the channel so that you know when these videos do go live, hit that sub button and let's get into the video. Scar TV. All right, so this deck is called Simic Flash. Pretty much the deck is consisted of a lot of cards that are pretty much instant and or flash speed. Pretty much the goal here is a lot of the cards are beneficial when you play them on your opponent's turn. You know, it's more so leaving your mana open on your turn and then kind of reacting to what your opponent does. So to start the list off, we have 3 Spectral Sailors, a 1/1 flying flash. If it stays out on the battlefield and you need some draw a little bit later in the game, you can tap 4 and draw a card. Pretty solid. Next up is 2 Unsummons. You know, pretty much straightforward. Return target creature back to your opponent's hand. Can get annoying after a while. You know, how many times do you unsummon something and then your opponent's like, oh my god, let me just freaking play this. Next up is Brineborn Cutthroat, another good strong card. You may have seen it card, you may have seen me play this card in another previous video that I did as a mono blue flash devotion deck, I think, or it was a mono blue aggro deck, one of those two. There will be a card for one of those up in the thing, that whatever that relates to. But pretty much straightforward flash. Whenever you cast a spell during your opponent's turn, put a +1/+1 counter. With us playing a bunch of instants and flash cards, we're going to be playing a lot of spells during our opponent's turn. Next up is Negate, pretty much just another counter, kind of control what your opponent's playing to kind of give us some, you know, momentum so that we're not kind of playing from behind. We're kind of have advantage of the board state. Quench, great for the early game, especially when your opponent also is low mana. Some of the games I played before I started recording this video, some of our opponents got stuck at really low mana, so playing a clutch Quench when they tapped out was great. Wildborn Preserver, this is another great card here. I think I'm missing one. Typically, I think the deck calls for 4, so I think I added in an extra card. But pretty much what it is a 2-cost flash card with reach. Rare. It's actually pretty strong whenever you play a non-human creature that enters the battlefield under your control. You may pay X if you do put X +1/+1 counters on it. This thing can get pretty ridiculous. Let's just say you throw out this, then you throw out a Brineborn. That means you can tap 2 or anything, depending on what you have open. You can add that many. You can add so many counters to this thing. It's ridiculous. Next up is the Brazen Borrower, yet again another card that bounces stuff back to our opponent's hands, and also Flash and Flying Creature with 3/1, can only block creatures with flying, but the bounce back plus the creature are both great, especially with them both being instant and flash, so it's great to disrupt your opponent that way. Then we go into the Mystical Dispute, and this is a one of, it's not the biggest of deals if we do or don't draw this. It's pretty much 2 less to cast if we're playing a mirror matchup or a deck that also is playing blue, and then other than that, it's a 3-cost counter target spell unless the opponent plays 3. It's kind of iffy. We only play 1 of, not the biggest of deals. Next up is Sinister Sabotage, just a 3-mana counter target spell, earn surveil 1, so you can kind of like fix the top of your deck if you don't like the card that you're about to draw and throw it in the graveyard. Then we got the Night Pack Ambusher, same thing. Whenever other wolves and werewolves you get +1/+1. This is kind of interesting because we're playing a lot of stuff on our opponent's turn. If we don't play anything on our turn, pretty much we get a free 2/2 wolf token that also then gets buffed based on this wolf creature, and can create some pretty interesting scenario that we're pretty much getting creatures by not playing anything, and then we play everything on our opponent's turn and then get rewarded for not playing anything on our turn. Then you got the Frilled Mystic here, 4 cost, 2 green, 2 blue. Enters battlefield, you make target counter spell, just another creature that we can counter target spell. Yet again, controlling what our opponent plays. That's his intervention. We can dig through the top of our library, put 2 of them into our hand and in the bottom in random order. Or we can even counter a target spell if we're in a pinch and we want to counter something that may be pretty aggressive or something that we can't really handle. With the lack of overall creature removal to graveyard, we can only counter or bounce stuff back. This is a pretty solid card. Yet again, can dig, look for something if we're really in the need of it. Castle Ventus, you know, Blue Island, and then you can tap 4 to Scry, which is also very strong, especially when you're trying to dig and find that one card that you're looking for to maybe finish off the game. 7 Islands, 7 Forests, 4 Breeding Pools, 3 Temple of Masteries because of the Scry, and 2 Fabled Passages. And that's pretty much the deck. I mean, the win condition here is just pretty much control what our opponent plays and pretty much play everything on their turn and kind of just annoy the heck out of them until the point that we get board. We have pretty much have board control. They can't play anything, and we just kind of attack their face until they die. Now let's move into the games and kind of see how this all works. Hopefully we don't play any mono red, but let's get into it. So one of my biggest things here when it comes to playing, I like just to do standard play matches for these because I feel like if I play in the tournaments and or other stuff, I feel like I play against just the meta decks. And I kind of like to play against people who may also be playing some interesting other combinations that aren't meta. I mean, I'm not sure how it stacks up against meta, but I mean, if we can kind of control our opponent in the right ways and don't allow them to kind of get that advantage on us, there is a good chance that we could actually beat a meta deck in a best of one. I mean, possibly if we're playing 2 or 3, I'm sure they can probably mess with their sideboard and add some cards that may disrupt what we're trying to do, especially if they play like a, you know, whatchamacallit, what's his face? Teferi, because then we can't play instant spells on their turn. This hand's pretty solid. We got blue, we got green. I mean, we needed a second blue, but we will go with this, and hopefully we draw into it. So we'll play this, and we'll play into play tapped. Hopefully our opponent's not playing red. I'll be kind of upset if we play against the red deck. Okay, they're looking like some sort of aggressive aggro deck. I'm kind of curious if he'll attack in, but I'm gonna say it's gonna be safe to say that he's gonna probably either play like a green enchantments and or whenever it deals combat damage to a player, plays back or proliferate. Interesting. Well, the thing is, he's not gonna realize here that we're just gonna block, and he got upset because we killed his pelt collector. Rip. Well, that was a quick first game. Yeah, one of the things I've realized that people, when they can't get the game state that they're looking for, they kind of just flip the table and just end. I mean, to us, that's not a bad thing. We get through games quicker. But granted, I don't get to show you the basis of how the deck works. If he probably would have stuck it out, he could have had a good chance because we drew into 3 green and we couldn't play literally our whole hand other than, I think, the 1 card we did play. So looks like we got a Liliana. I don't know what that means. If they're playing mono black, there's a good chance they could also be playing mono red. This hand is kind of balanced. We only have 2 mana. We are on the draw. We do have a 4-drop. We have some 2s. So we can kind of maybe delay the game a bit to kind of maybe fix our mana, worst case scenario. It's kind of a risky hand. I mean, I would like to see a 3rd land, but let's go with it and see what happens. Okay, so they're playing blue-white of some sort. We drew that card, so that's not very good. But what we can do is we can do this. Leave man open, see what happens. They're probably looking at us and, this guy's also playing some sort of blue-white deck. We'll play this at the end of turn, see what happens. They don't have any things to react to. Since we don't really have a play this turn, we're just gonna play that for tapped. We'll keep the forest. And then we'll ping for 1. So I think they're playing blue-white control. Part of me is gonna say that, just because they're playing so slow. They're, I think, waiting us out to see what we do. So I don't want to play anything that that is going to get countered, because if they leave the man open, might as well. That's fine. I mean, I could annoy them and just be like, hey, no. Do you not want your card back? I mean, I don't mind pinging them for 1. We will play we'll play this, and then we'll activate. I think we'll get another... It's like green source? Green? I think green's good here. I really should play with the special lands I have. That one's like this, but I always forget they're not like defaulted that way. So I think they have something to react to. I just didn't think they just wanted to play it there. That's fine. They didn't play a land card, so that makes me intrigued. Enchanted creature has flying. That's fine. I think I want to save it for actually something that that's fine. You can draw a card. He's tapped out. Pass to attackers. My turn. We'll play this. We won't play anything on our turn, just because. We'll keep that as well. That's actually very good for us. We have the land. The question is, do you think he's gonna block? That is the real question here. I don't think he'd block. I think he'd want to take the life gain. Yeah, that's what I figured. The funny thing is, if we, if our opponent doesn't play anything that's too drastic. Do I quench here, or do I throw in... We'll throw the Mystic. Yeah, we'll take that action. Now my question is, if our opponent's smart, they'll sit back and not attack us. I mean, they'd be like, oh, I'll get the 1, but then they're taking at least 7, 10, 11 damage next turn. Yeah. So I think we're in a good spot here. I am going to swing with everything, of course. You know what, the one thing that kind of sucks is that, like, if you don't want to use this, you kind of get hung up on using this. I mean, he may just exchange, gain a life, or... You can't sacrifice itself to give itself protection, I think is what he's maybe wondering. We'll gain another wolf here, which is this is why we attacked with everything. So we'll get another wolf that's into play untapped. Do they have a board removal? Because that'd be like their one big thing. I think this is game, because I don't see a scenario that he could get out of this just because our board state. But that, I mean, that's the advantage of using like Flash. Like, pretty much we can just sit there and react. So we didn't have to get super aggressive on our turn. We got the advantage of that wolf gaining, you know, more wolves. Slowly working on trying to play blue creatures. I mean, we played 1, so we just need 4 more blue creatures. We played 2, actually. We played the Flash flyer. And it's just kind of it's kind of a wait and see. Maybe we wait for our opponent to mess up and play something, and then we can just react to, like, kind of like that Pellet Collector before. They didn't see that coming, and then pretty much their Pellet Collector died, and then they were like, you know what, I'm just gonna flip this table. I go first, so I'll put this land into play, tap, play that. This hand has possibilities, so we'll keep it. They got sleeves, and they got the fox, so I don't know if that means they're a experienced player. They're looking at their hand, they're really examining it. I guess they're keeping. They took a second to look at it. But yeah, I mean, I like these weird, interesting decks that aren't like normal things. At some point, I will be probably doing. I'll probably will do, you know, a mono red deck guide thing. I don't really want to, but I feel like you guys kind of want to maybe eventually see it. Oh. I think he's gonna get rid of the night pack ambusher. Because it doesn't really matter if he gets rid of anything else. He could get rid of the borrower. Maybe he's... But I mean, I have double copies of the counter and the creature, so it's like kind of like interesting. I mean, he could just be like, let me get rid of your low drop. He's probably like looking at these cards like, what am I playing? But I would say probably borrower. Just because I don't have the mana for a land. But he's really kind of examining everything, kind of like trying to figure it out. So the borrower's, I guess, a good play. Because that means I can't bounce anything back, so if he plays anything, then... Well, that's fine. I didn't draw my thing, but I have a reaction in case he decides to play something. I'm kind of curious. He's playing blue, red, and black. Interesting combination of colors. I don't really want you to look at my hand again. I mean, you already know what the cards are. I'll counter that, though. Because you probably would get rid of the counter. We'll attack again. I didn't draw land, so if I somehow pull this out, this will be quite interesting. He's got 4 mana. Or 2. Choose a card name, search target opponent's graveyard, hand, and library for up to 4 cards of that name. What is it? You're gonna get the Night Pack Ambusher. I'll play this. So you can't... I guess you could call that, but I would say he's probably going to do the Sinister Sabotage. Because, I mean, why would you not want to... He's probably reacting to my reaction, because, like, I don't know why it's, like, sitting there delayed. But But yeah, I would probably either get rid of the Night Pack or the Razin Borrower. Interesting. So you don't want me to play the Razin Borrower of all cards. Okay. I'm very surprised you just wouldn't want me to play counters against you, because what happens if you play stuff next turn? All I need is a blue mana. I don't know what's going on. I play 3 copies. I mean, I'll put this into play, like, untapped. You know what my hand is, so I'll let you play around it. And with the Surveil, I mean, we could easily... with the Surveil, we could easily just kind of pick the top card of our deck and play it how we want to. So we got another black mana. So he plays a splash of red and a splash of blue? Since he decided to get a 3rd black source. Interesting. I mean, I'll attack again. He's probably like wondering, like, what am I doing? You really don't like my flyer. Interesting. I'll let you take it, I guess. You're like, I want a reason to kill something? It's got a lot of mana. Oh, nice. If I kill him with this 1/1, I'll be very surprised. I mean, I guess he knows that I'm sitting with, like, at the beginning of your upkeep each. Yeah, it's fine. Because my 1/1's still, you know, gonna outpiece you, I guess. There we go. Now, if he's not careful, he could easily die to my wolf. Now, his goal would be to actually play stuff, so I have to react to it, so I can't play anything. Ow. That kind of hurts. I'll draw a card. You have a deck that's slightly controlled card draw. I'm all about it. Sure. I assume he's gonna attack for 2. I mean, he's got to start pinging me down. Still fine. Maybe he has a Bedevil? That's fine. He's gonna start losing life on his end, though, which is interesting. All right, thanks for tapping out, dude. Make this much easier on me. I will take all the damage while you deal with my wolves. Okay. Play another land. We'll go to combat, attack in the air. Ping you. Create a wolf. It's fine. He can't attack. Legit, he can't attack. Because if he does, it's fine. Because, like, legit, he has to block next turn. How about no? That's probably the mistake there. I probably should have left the mana open for sabotage. I think he thinks he... That's fine. So this is where it gets interesting, because if I draw a bounce back, He's dead. Because I draw. It's fine. So he's just looking to get rid of... He's at 5. So I need something here. Play a land, because I'll need that. We'll play this for 3. Because if I don't... Right, I tap for 3 extra, yeah. You know, I could have actually kept probably that out, not realizing. I probably should have just kept out the other one, because if he would have taken his damage, he would have died. I messed up there, now looking at it. Well, I don't lose 1 from that. That deals 3 damage, and then I die based on discard. I mean, he has enough. I don't know why he's debating this. Like, I don't understand. You could have... Either way, I would have lost. But if I didn't bounce out the card... I don't know, though that wouldn't have worked because he still would have blocked 2 creatures. I think I gotta look back on that, but I think there may have been a way that I could have won that by not actually targeting directly at one of his creatures. And oh, we're actually almost... I think there was a scenario that I could have pulled that out. I don't know, I'll have to look at the footage after this is all said and done. And maybe we'll do a follow-up video at some point. Maybe discuss like kind of like some somehow I could have thought about that a little bit quicker. I mean, I kind of went quickly on that. I just thought bouncing it back was the smart thing. I don't know if I thought damage was differently. I mean, I did draw, yeah, but I dug for it, so it's not like I could have played the wolf. Maybe I shouldn't have played the creature card, left 2 more mana open. I could have maybe, I think I maybe tapped way too much to counter 1 spell. I could have played the 3 costs card. Hand's interesting. Opponent goes first round to draw. It's iffy. We're gonna mulligan because I don't like to. Yeah, this is a much better hand. We'll get rid of this because we can play pretty much everything else. Hopefully, they're not playing red. Interesting. Well, I'm gonna play my land and to play tap, since I guess you're gonna play your whatchamacallit guy. No, I don't need you. I have a couple things I could do here. I think they have a shock in hand. I think they were looking for my 1-drop. Oh, wow. I mean, there's a possibility I could pull this out. Oh. Okay, so there was another one of those. Interesting. Three mana. Now the question is, does he tap out? Or does he bounce it back to his hand? That's fine. Counterspell. Interesting. It's fine. He can't play either of those spells. I mean, the funny thing is, though, if he burned it, like if he does this and burns it, it's like I can bounce it back. I feel like bouncing it back may be the play because that's 4 damage. Then he'd either have to replay it or replay this. So let's bounce it back. Why not? Why let you get the extra damage? Interesting choice there to play that, of all things. We'll play the extra green source. So they have 4 mana. Of course, he's playing that. Resolve. It's still perfectly fine. He's gonna tap out. Either he's gonna tap out, pass to attackers. Play this. He'd be like, oh, I got a blocker. That's fine. I'll pump it up 1, even though it doesn't matter. I'll still pump it up 1, and I'll have another blocker. I'll block here, though. It's the biggest of the damage, so might as well. So next turn we can play Brazen and the Spectral Sailor. We have mana open, so just in case he goes all out and plays Embercleave, we can counter that. So we have plays. The question is if he's just gonna go straight to attacks, because I assume he's not gonna. Interesting. He doesn't get the advantage of this. He only gets the advantage of. I'm very intrigued here. I mean, he has something. He may want to play it. I mean, if I was him, I'd play like a creature. I played the creature. I mean, why not? Why not just give yourself another 3/2 body on the board? He's taking a while on this last part. I am at 12. So it does put me in a weird pickle. I can't block with this. So I need to draw a body that can block and maybe kill something. Is really what the thing is. If I draw one of the wolves. If I draw one of the wolves, that's actually really, really good here. I don't know what you're thinking, dude. It's fine. Another Fervent Champion, perfect. I actually don't mind that. It's fine, okay. Question is, do you think he counters it? Do you think he counters my counter? Yeah, let's put him to the test. How badly does he really want to play that champion? You have a counter spell in your hand. You're probably like, I never would have seen the day that I would have countered a spell. That's not very helpful. This is a weird hand, because I kind of drew dead. He actually has more cards than us. I mean, I can quench it, but I assume he's going to play it. It's like, do I want to play anything, or do I want to play the Brad? I don't know. This is one of those games where I think I drew in a weird way. It's mono red. I'm not drawing in a way that I need to in order to be productive against actually killing it. He's gonna play this. Yeah. Yeah, it's not gonna help. I'm just gonna concede because that is not a good game for us there. I think if we had better draws, I think we would have pulled it out. Yeah, it wasn't the best round for us right there. So hopefully this is the last one and we can come out of this like even. I think we were what, 2-2 so far. The other two of them were like very like, you know, good wins, and then 2 of them were like, I think the one was a misplay by me and the other one was we just got stuck up against mono red. Oh, this guy has a smiley face. He looks happy. He's like, this hand's actually really good. The mana base is good. We got a Brazen Bar. We got a Brianborn Cutthroat. We got some counters. So I think this is actually keepable. And we're going first, so we'll scry. And yeah. I mean, I do need another blue source, which would help. But I'm gonna keep this because I would like to get. I'd like to be a little aggressive. He does have World Championship sleeves. He's playing red of some sort. I would like him to tap out, to be quite honest. That's fine. I think he thinks that he's gonna get in for a free attack. But I think I want to stop this, to be quite honest. I would like to slow this down, so any way I can slow that down, the better in my end. And there was our second blue source. So I'm wondering if he's playing like the World Championship, like mono red deck. That's fine. He only played one. I will take the one. Do you have anything? I mean, you don't have anything exactly. Nope, doesn't have anything to prevent that. Interesting. Interesting. Well, yeah, we'll attack. Why not? It's gonna get bigger. I'm actually kind of curious. What kind of hand he kept? He has 3 lands now. Pass 2 attackers. That's fine. If I tap for 2, I'll take the 1. I'll wait for him to play something. He's gonna probably have that dwarf. Yeah. The problem is if he I mean, I can counter and surveil. He doesn't get the draw effect, so that's a plus. Maybe now he's gonna burn this. That's perfectly fine. I'll make him burn his. I'll take 1. We'll keep the dog. I mean fox or elf archer, whatever it is, whatever you want to call it. So we'll probably play this. It's fine. The problem is, it's like I kind of want to. Bounce this back to his hand before his combat, so he only gets the effect of 1, but he doesn't get the effect. I kind of want to wait and see what he plays, to be quite honest. He's probably gonna play, yeah, that's what I figured. Now the question is, does he play shock? That is the real question. Doesn't have it there. He's not gonna attack. Now we're gonna leave this back, leave it as a blocker. We're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna actually probably bounce one of them back. Why? Wait, did I pass attackers? Yeah, it's fine. I'm kind of curious, like, what does he have, you think? No blocks. Targeting. I mean, I can just mystical dispute this. That's perfectly fine. Yeah, this is fine. I'm at 13. We'll take 1. More than definitely. I might as well ping him for 2. I mean, maybe he has another Ember Cleave and want to pass 2 attackers. We'll bounce one back. We'll just annoy him. That's fine. We'll bounce that one back too. I think he's very frustrated. I mean, I would be. That's still fine. It's a 2-3. It's not the biggest of deals. I think in this circumstance, I am gonna play this. I'm gonna take action. I'm gonna pay the 1. Maybe he has the Embercleave. I may have been too aggressive. I think he doesn't have it. Interesting. Taps out. All right, he can draw into a mountain, into a lizard. Interesting. Interesting. Next turn we could play Brineborn. We're at 5. 13. We can play Brineborn in this. Well, this can't block, so might as well hit him for 3. I'm gonna take 1 at least. Take 1. I don't have any mana. I mean, if I was him, I think I have an Embercleave here. But the way I have it blocked up right now, I'm gonna say he may or may not. So if he does, I'm dead regardless. If he doesn't, I still have creatures, so we'll block this way. Play your Embercleave because you play red deck and you just play all of them. Concede. Because red decks suck because their card synergy is just so amazing. But that is typically how they win. But guys, I know I got a little ragey there, but I just really despise red decks. If you like this video, hit that like button. If you want to know when I post more videos like this, hit that sub button. But until next time, guys, I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.